Howdy, folks. Time now for another Steampunk Desperado 5-minute review. Our book of the week is The Mountain and the Sea by Ray Naylor. This is a relatively recent book, published 2022 by MCD, that is Macmillan. It's not as obscure as the books I usually review. It's a Locus Award winning novel, and Audible is promoting it. Nonetheless, it looked intriguing, and after listening to it, I thought it would be interesting enough to talk about. The Mountain and the Sea is a cyberpunk taking place in the late 21st century. Because it was written recently, we don't have any of that cringy cyberspace speculation from the earlier novels. Like most in this genre, it is dystopian, a world of dehumanizing technology, fractured political entities, and a failing ecology. The primary setting is the Con Dao archipelago off the coast of Vietnam, formerly part of a special economic zone, but is now an ocean life sanctuary run by a huge corporation that has bought the islands to protect their marine life from greedy fishing concerns, with killer drones and missiles when necessary. This is especially important because Con Dao has seen unusual octopus behavior, including attacks on humans. Some unique evolutionary process must be taking place. We have several interesting characters, all of whom I think represent archetypes. The brilliant female scientist from Vietnam, from these islands actually, Han Nguyen. The billionaire founder of the Danma Corporation, which now owns the islands, and he's hidden himself away there. The Mongolian female warrior Altunsaseg, who runs security, those drones and missiles. And the android outsider Evrim, who was created by Danma and has now been banned from all countries because they all feel threatened. In a side story, the Japanese engineer who has been enslaved by an evil fishing corporation, and along with many others, and he's trying to free himself. Last but not least, the octopus. By the way, the plural of octopus is not octopi, because the word is not Latin but Greek. As such, it should be octopodes, but believe it or not, the real plural is octopuses. The octopus seems an unlikely rival for humanity. It has a small brain. It doesn't nurture its young. It has a short lifespan. It's a solitary hunter that hates its own kind. It's hard to think of a less promising prospect for sapience. Yet, in real life, in captivity, the octopus have seen some pretty clever behavior. For example, there's one that would squeeze out of its tank, squiggle over to the next tank, get in there, eat fish as much as it can handle, can squiggle on back, and all without being detected except by the cameras. The novel takes it a little further in that octopuses are now starting to form social groups. The challenge the protagonists face is to protect these creatures from those evil companies who want to harvest ocean life to extinction. And they will come in, they will refuse to back off. They have to actually blow them out of the water. These characters aren't the most complex, but I don't think they're two-dimensional like some reviewers have alleged. The primary protagonist, Han Nguyen, is very sympathetic. She is smart, but she's also an alienated loner, and I can really relate to her. The AI Evrim is a fish out of water. It's neither male nor female. The book calls it they, which I find distracting. But again, a very benign being that seems to promote a lot of fear in other people. Altensa the warrior, she's cool, and she has all these warrior skills, and I would love to see more of her than we actually did. As for the setting, it's a politically atomized world, as I said. That made a lot of sense in the early cyberpunk age of the 90s when the Soviet Union had just broken up. That trend was short-lived. In this book, there is a Buddhist Republic of Tibet which does environmental good deeds like, making these auto monks that help protect endangered species. That'd be wonderful, but I just don't think that Tibet's going to be free anytime soon. In short, nothing super original about this book, except maybe the bit about octopus intelligence, which I hadn't encountered before. To conclude, The Mountain and the Sea is an interesting novel with an intriguing premise. Though not one of my all-time favorites, it is well written, and I think it's one that a lot of sci-fi fans will enjoy. This has been another Steampunk Desperado 5-minute review.